Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Let's talk Nanticoke Trojanettes softball. Joining us, the head coach, Ryan Stetz. Well, Ryan, it's a youth movement again at Nanticoke. You graduated some senior talent, but you have some girls with some experience back, and I know you're excited. The girls have been working hard there at Nanticoke.
Yeah, they've been doing a great job, John. Thanks again for having us. We're really excited, looking forward to the year, coming off 2 seasons of double-digit wins, playoff victories in both seasons. Last year we were on a 7-game win streak, but obviously the goals here at Nanticoke are a little bit different. Most teams would be happy with that, but we're aiming this year for a conference championship, hopefully district, and we want to get to that state championship level once again.
Ryan, little change this year with AAA. Tell us about some of the competition maybe that you've seen in the past, but you'll be happy to play this year, and it should be a great year of challenges all the way around in the Wyoming Valley and the Lackawanna conferences, because we've had some teams that have gone pretty far.
Yeah, a lot of teams take pride in their softball around here, and that's obvious. We're excited to be playing AAA, and the girls have approached it with great attitude at practice. Actually, we ended up beating Berwick last year in Berwick, the AAA champion. So we've had some success against the teams. We know what we're up against. We recently scrimmaged Valley View and Honesdale, 2 perennial teams. Holy Cross. And we played very well, and we have a lot of confidence coming out of that scrimmage. So we're ready for the competition. We also have Abington Heights on our schedule for the Howerton Cancer Classic, and we're eager to showcase what we can do.
Well, it's nice that you guys are getting involved with the Bill Howerton Strikeout Cancer event, and tons of baseball teams in the area. You're one of the softball teams that's doing it. And for this year's team, it starts with pitching. You have some talent there, and you have some pretty good infielders. Let's talk about some of those top players you have back at Nanticoke.
Yeah, we're blessed here. They're great students. They're highly competitive, and they're very, very skilled players. They work throughout the year, and that's a credit to their families. It's a credit to their off-season coaches. And we'll start with Maddie O'Donoghue. She's a 3-year starter for us. She was first around when I took over. We call her, they all have nicknames, we call her Top Gun. And the reason being, she has a very strong arm. She's a solid hitter, and she shuts down the opponent's running game. And we're going to rely on her heavily to continue that her senior year. And she'll be attending Delaware Valley next year to play softball as well. Rachel Rocco Grande is a returning first-team coaches all-star selection, and we've nicknamed her the Rock for the reasons of her just providing stability at the top of the order. She's now in her 3rd year, and one of the things that really strikes us about Rachel is her maturity. She's really grown up the last few years, and she's definitely a strong middle infielder and a college-bound player as well. We have 2 other returning all-stars, Leandra Ramos, who started for us, a.k.a. the Express. She is just a really hard worker. She's probably the most physically fit pitcher and player, not only in our conference, but I would say our district. Very coachable, and she's a returning all-star, and we're going to rely heavily on her. And finally, Jenna Lepowski is moving over from second base. She is our third baseman, and a lot of teams, even reading stuff collegiately, are moving their better infielders to third base and the left side, and she has a very strong arm, and she's your prototypical 3-4 hitter. In a lot of ways, I tell people she reminds me of a player I played with, John Beanick, who played professionally in the AA ranks for the San Diego Padres. He played for Auburn and Virginia University. And the reason I say that is her approach to hitting and how serious she takes it. We believe she's going to be one of the best hitters not only on our team, but not only in the conference, but she could possibly make a name for herself in the district and possibly across the state. So we're happy with those 4 sort of being our core, and we have a great nucleus to sort of build around.
Nanticoke softball here on the John Mendola Show. We're driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Ryan, as we get down the lineup a little bit, and as you said, you feel real good about the center there of your defense and what you have coming back. How about some other players that are working hard, and whether it's on the offensive end or on the defensive end, that are going to contribute this year for the Nanticoke Trojanettes?
Yeah, you talked about the youth movement. We are definitely young. Kiara Brown played a little bit last year as a freshman. We call her the nature girl. She has the most potential, I would say, of anybody on the team. She could hit for average. She could hit for power. She could bunt. She has speed. And she's going to solidify center field for us over the next 3 years. Cassie Novakuski, she's earned the nickname Radar. She's everywhere. She's a coach's delight. She's a true competitor, plays basketball, great personality, very good defensively, and we're going to look for her to add some pop and hit for average at the bottom of the order. Vanessa Pocket is a junior. We call her Shanghai. She's very tall. She's very strong. She plays first base and also pitches. She has a great attitude, great student, and she's very dangerous at the plate when she gets her hands extended and can really drive the ball when she gets her pitch. Rounding that out, we have Morgan Briggs and Megan Armstrong. Morgan, we call the game changer. She's a true student of the game. She enjoys playing and practicing and improving. And in the preseason here, one of the things that stands out is her ability to make solid contact. We could be aggressive with her at the plate. We can hit and run with her because of the contact she makes. And finally, we have Megan Armstrong, who we call old school. She comes to practice every day, ready to work. Really good kid, smiles at all the jokes that people make, and just really will play anywhere on the field, and a really tough competitor, and she really pushes our girls physically. Very strong player as well.
Well, Ryan, you got me cracking up with all these nicknames. I'm loving them all. I had to hold back my laughter with some of them. I'm sure you guys could come up with a good nickname for myself. I'm not sure I want to hear it, but
we'll work on that for you, John. And actually, as you mentioned, that we have two freshmen who just came up this year, and they're begging us to get their nicknames to them. I just want to mention a few more players. Megan Murphy, no nonsense. She leads in running drills. She's been challenging Rachel in sprint drills and Key Brown, and she's been very impressive. And Miranda Bone, you're going to hear a lot about this girl. She is an outstanding pitcher from the left side, and we're working on her nicknames right now. She has pinpoint control, and she's developing a meanness to the pitch inside and the pitch up with her fastball, and her bat has really stuck out. And our final two players, Sarah Ben-Scoter, she's working on a nickname, and Tyler Otero, Sr., we call her T.O. They bring so much energy off the bench. They're quick. We're going to use them to run. They're great kids. They enjoy their role on the team. And I think we'll come up with something for you in the next couple of days here as well.
Ryan, we appreciate all the information about the Nanticoke Trojanettes. A great group, as you said, of young ladies. Such great sports tradition. That was one thing you hit on. And, the late Jim Davis, who passed away recently, and people honored him in Nanticoke and throughout some District 2 stuff, the Wyoming Valley Conference and the Lackawanna League. His name was brought up. And various coaches that you have seen over the years there at Nanticoke. They're just as you said, just great tradition. The girls are working hard, part of a great community with some great parents as well.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to coach here. You're under a microscope, but it's a very fun town, and I've been blessed to be coached by a lot of great people, and it's constantly being asked, and now passing that on. Our coaching staff has sort of moved along in that tradition. Our coaches are very diverse. We've tried to develop a staff. Actually, our scorekeeper is our guidance counselor, Bill Hischak. The kids really look up to him. He's a positive role model. And lending on some past tradition, Leah Lavelle and Leanne Harvey are both teachers now, and they played on the 2003 state championship team, and they're vital in the success of our program. Leanne actually playing at Kings. We have Nina Mazzoni, who's in the school system. She does a little bit of everything and a little bit of nothing at the same time. I don't know how you could do that. But Nina really keeps our girls going. It goes all the way down to the junior high level. Jake Beal, former basketball player, baseball player, and Dan Kotorski do our junior high program. And real quickly, we actually have some volunteer assistants with the connection to the 2010 team who have expressed interest in just stopping by as volunteers. Kelsey Rinkevich, Jen Harnischwager, Maggie Bull, and Sammy Gal have that 2010 connection. So, yes, the tradition is alive and well. And with their help, it's a credit to them and their players. I think we could keep this going in the right direction.
Well, you sound awfully like Ryan Stetz, because you know a little bit about everybody, and you always have a positive thing to say about them, Coach. Appreciate your time. Always great catching up with you each and every year, and be excited to see your team play and hit the field this year.
John, thanks a lot, and thanks for the opportunity, and we'll be back with your nickname shortly. So, thanks again.
All right. Ryan Stetz, the head coach, Nanticoke softball here on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers.